Laying down the law.
Laying down the law.
With Steve Foster, Rod Chico. The law.
Laying down the law.
With Steve Foster, Rod Chico Tanner, and Ryan Willis.
Oh, baby. It is the 2022 version of Laying Down the Law. I'm your host, Steve Foster, alongside Rod Chico Tanner and Chris Fernandez. Chris and I up in Arlington as the Dallas Cowboys take on the Arizona Cardinals in the afternoon game, America's game. Gentlemen, Happy New Year. Chico, how you doing? See you with the J-Rock.
Happy New Year, Chico.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yep. Live from the man cave in Helotes, Texas.
And you have your representation, as you should, of your star behind you. Listen, talking about the star in Dallas, we want to get everyone caught up here in this short, quick first segment for 22 for the Battle of the Border. You got 2 minutes, so go ahead, Chico.
All right. And that's great because we have some other stuff to talk about on the focus. But yeah, Battle of the Border in Frisco, that was on the 29th of December. And it was a great event. Y'all were there. You saw it. You see what we do with the kids. Arkansas versus Texas AAU. You know, the trophy. Hold on. For those who are looking on, yeah, it's safe in Texas. It's safe in Texas. Yes, we got it right here. She's still here with me. So yeah, we won the Battle of the Border. Reggie was very gracious in presenting it to me. He just said, "I miss you, baby. We'll see you back in Arkansas soon." I said, "No, you won't."
And this being Reggie Swinton,
yeah, former
Dallas Cowboy wide receiver and Detroit Lion.
Yeah, former Dallas Cowboy receiver, number 80, and Reggie's doing a phenomenal job with the program in Arkansas. It's continuing to grow. He's got quite a few things going on. He has his own event that he's doing with CR Sports, Coach Reggie Sports. He has a apparel company now, and he's got a big all-star game out in Vegas he's doing. So, but that's not his event's not an AAU event, but he's still doing a lot with the kids.
So did he drop any gear on the winners or you or us? If he's got a sports apparel, doesn't he want people to see it?
Well, yeah. I mean, the only thing that I got was this nice cami hat. So yeah.
Oh, okay, right. You know, camo goes big in Texas. You know that. And Chico, you almost look like you're sitting in a duck blind. Almost look like you're sitting in a duck blind.
Yeah. So, but no, he had a lot of his apparel on sale, and people were, he actually did the uniforms. All the uniforms for that day you saw were done by his company.
Oh, nice. Good. Kudos to Reggie, and that's just showing the entrepreneurial spirit of a former pro athlete, former Dallas Cowboy, and we got to jump into this because I think this is going to be one of the top matchups in the NFL today. Chico, is the Dallas Cowboys against the Arizona Cardinals. So with that said, we're going to step aside, but we're going to bring someone back who understands that game in its entirety and to the fullest, and that being one Larry Centers, who played for the Cardinals, and he's played against the Dallas Cowboys. So we say Happy New Year from Laying Down the Law. We're going to step aside. We're going to come back and talk NFL football and a lot more with Rod Chico Tanner, Chris Fernandez, and me right here on Laying Down the Law. That's San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM, 1250, 94.5 FM.
San Antonio has two Hopdoddy locations. Hi, I'm Steve Foster, one at the Rim and the new location at the Vineyard, 1301 North Loop, 1604 West, and the initial San Antonio location at 17623 La Cantera Parkway, Suite 101 at the Rim. Different and delicious burgers with fresh and all-natural ingredients. Hopdoddy also has handcrafted milkshakes and hand-cut Kennebuck fries. So get to a Hopdoddy in San Antonio. When burger is life, life is awesome.
Find your next amazing getaway at the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. Small pop-up campers to spacious motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more from South Texas' best dealers. RVing will change your life. Fall in love with the unexpected joy of the No Limits RV lifestyle. Check out a free seminar. Never stop looking for your next big adventure. Discover RVing at the South Texas RV Super Sale, Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, January 6th through the 9th. Doors open at 10 a.m.
With the Peloton Bike, there's always something new to try. We're adding new music to our artist series, new disciplines like boxing.
Fight your way through. Let's make it count.
So many new workouts to try on and off the bike.
Let's go, Peloton family.
There's always something new to keep you motivated. For a limited time, get a $550 value on the Peloton Bike Plus, $300 off plus free delivery and setup, a $250 value. All access membership separate. Limited time offer until January 9, 2022. Free delivery only available in continental U.S. Terms apply.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can save just by being you. DriveWise and the Allstate mobile app gives you personalized driving feedback. And by adding it to your policy, you can save driving safe just by being yourself. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Not available in every state. Savings based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Savings vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books?
Shh, this is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill serves great cooking with an innovative take on classic American comfort food. For over 10 years now, Chuck and Larry have delighted appetites and presented one of the best Sunday brunches ever at 303 Red River in Austin. Go by and enjoy some corn dog shrimp, cornflake chicken salad, broiled rainbow trout, and all my favorites and more. Moonshine classic American comfort food. And of course, when you see Chuck and Larry, tell them Fawcett hello. Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill.
Sports is happiness.
You damn right it is.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
And when he tells you you ain't nothing, don't believe him. And if you can't learn to love you, you should leave him. Cause sister, you don't need. And I ain't trying to gas you up, I just call them how I see. You know what makes me unhappy? That when brothers make dates and leave a young mother to be a pastor. And since we all came from the woman,
today's game with the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals will be played at AT&T Stadium. So up to support the playoff-bound Dallas Cowboys. But they're also playing against another playoff-bound NFC team, that being the Arizona Cardinals. And there's very few people who I know that know the Cardinals as well as this gentleman, and that is the all-time leading receiver from the running back position, three-time Pro Bowler and friend of the show, Larry Centers, the pride of Stephen F. Austin. Larry, good morning. Happy New Year and welcome back.
Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. How you doing?
Doing great, man.
Doing great.
But today, as much love as we have among us, your team and the Dallas Cowboys posed against each other, 11-4, 10-5 at AT&T Stadium. The Cardinals, dynamic team, coming off of a couple of losses they probably would like to have back. Your thoughts about today's game, Larry?
Well, I think, in the beginning of this season, the Cardinals came out scorching hot, and they were probably one of the better road teams of any team in the league. And since last few weeks, they've fallen off, and I'm a little afraid for what might happen to the Cardinals today.
So that sounds like that's good for the Cowboy fans among us. Why would you think today the Cardinals, especially with Kyler Murray from the North Texas area in Allen, and very familiar with the stadium as he's won 3 high school state championships in it. Kyler Murray, one of the more young, dynamic quarterbacks in the league. Isn't that going to be a handful for the Cowboys defense?
There's no doubt about it. I think the Cardinals the Cowboys defensive line should have done some extra wind sprints this week because they're gonna be running around back there trying to catch Kyler Murray, and he's, as we all know, he's pretty elusive back there. But he's lost his security blanket in DeAndre Hopkins, and I think ever since DeAndre Hopkins went out, the Cardinals just seem a little lackluster in every game that he's missed.
I think I'd have to agree with you. Also, James Conner was banged up, and Edmonds came in playing running back for him. Did a pretty solid job. Don't get me wrong. Your assessment of the Cardinals running backs, because they can catch the ball like you did out of the backfield.
Yeah, and that serves as a very good compliment to what Kyler Murray does back there and extending plays and running around trying to find outlets. I think the running backs play a very important role and what makes that offense go. Having lost James Conner over the past few weeks has, I think, really cost the Cardinals as well, in that they haven't been able to keep defenses honest as much as they were when he was in there. And so today's going to be a challenge. That Cowboys defensive front has been playing lights out the past few weeks. Michael Parsons leading the way. It's going to be an uphill climb for the Cardinals today, but we'll see. I'm just hoping for a really good game.
Larry, knowing that the defense for the Dallas Cowboys is playing strong football with the leadership of Michael Parsons, how do the Cardinals match up front, offense versus defense?
Oh, offensively, they've been kind of hit or miss on the offensive line. I think they do themselves a really big favor by having plays in the game plan that allows Murray to move around back there and maybe move the pocket, probably giving him maybe a few seconds more to try to let those receivers complete their routes. But like I said, it's going to be a tough day for the Cardinals offensive line. If they step up today and if they're able to protect Kyler Murray, I think that's the only way the Cardinals have an opportunity to win this game today.
Talking with Larry Centers, former All-Pro running back for the Cardinals and all-time leading receiver from the running back position, hailing originally as home from Texas. Let's flip the script. Let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. They have some skills that you displayed in the NFL where they can run and catch the ball just like you did.
Yeah, that offense of the Cowboys is really dynamic when they're able to utilize both Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is the X factor in that he creates matchup challenges for any defensive coordinator. When Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, is creative and he gets him involved, the Cowboys are pretty tough to stop.
And we know about their offensive line. And even though they've had some adjustments and some makeshift, they've seen to produce very well. I think what has helped that offensive line of Dallas is going to what they call 12 personnel, one running back, two tight ends. And those tight ends have been very supportive in the run and the passing game for Dallas.
Dalton Schultz is definitely a key. When the Cowboys have been successful, they've been smart enough to utilize him in the game plan. From blocking and then screening out and doing those shallow crosses. I think he's real dangerous in that regard, in that area. The creativity of Kellen Moore, when he gets in a rhythm, he's a pretty decent play caller, in my opinion. But I think they'll need to be committed to the run day. Even if they're not getting yards, I think they still need to run the ball a lot to try to slow down that pass rush of the Cardinals with Isaiah Simmons and Chandler Jones and those guys. They do a good job of putting pressure on the quarterback. They blitz Budda Baker quite a bit. If the Cowboys are able to pick up those pressures and allow Dak Prescott the time, I think he'll sit back there and have his way.
Larry,
if he can get some protection.
Larry, you also have a group of receivers for the Dallas Cowboys that are going to run up against the defensive backs for the Cardinals? How do they match up in your opinion?
The Cowboys, when they spread the ball around, man, I tell you, they're a pretty tough group. Amari Cooper leading the way. I think I don't know, the defensive backs of the Cardinals, I think they have to be on top of their game. Like I said, their best chance is to try to get pressure on Prescott to make him get the ball out early. That way, that takes a little bit more pressure, coverage pressure off of the secondary of the Cardinals, which I think is pretty much average at best.
Chico.
Yeah, so, one thing I wanted to add on both sides of the ball, and we'll shift back to the Cardinals real quick. I think something that may help them, and I'm pretty sure they got it in the playbook, is some screen plays to try to negate some of that pass rush. The thing I do know also is Kyler Murray rolling to his left is not very strong. That's where he's seen a lot of issues. And then the same thing on the Cowboys when we were talking about that pass rush from the Cardinals. I can see some screen plays popping in and out on both sides to kind of negate some of that. So I think we'll see some mix up in both sides. It'll make it a very fun and interesting game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout in any way, shape, or form. I only think it's going to be about a 8 to 14 point game.
Yeah. It's that you bring up a very good point in that utilizing the screen plays will probably slow down that rush. I think another key factor in this game is when the Cowboys do rush Kyler Murray, I think they need to make sure they kind of keep him inside the pocket and keep a spy in order to keep him from running around back there. You saw how the Rams rendered him a little bit more ineffective by containing the rush and doing that and keeping that spy. You also can control the screen game as well. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to look at in today's game. I think it'll definitely depend. It'll have a profound effect on the end result of who wins this ball game.
Again, talking with Larry Centers, all-pro running back from the Cardinals, and Larry, tell us about your success in the passing game. No one's done it better from your position than yourself. What was good? Was it getting out on the linebacker? Was it selling a draw or an inside run and then turning around and receiving the ball, as Chico mentioned, in a screenplay situation? What made you most effective in the passing game?
Well, I was fortunate enough to have coordinators from time to time who allowed me who plugged me in to try to create matchup problems for the defense. If they put in a big linebacker, then he's not going to be able to cover as well against me, and move me around to try to create those matchup advantages is one of the things that allowed me to become successful. I think, and also back to what Chico said, the screen game came up huge in how I was able to have individual success in the league. And they ran a lot of screen plays and shuffle passes to me, but it's just a matter of being consistent. I think I caught over my career. I think I caught 74% of all the balls that were thrown to me, which I think is a pretty good catch target ratio.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, three for four. I could,
Yeah.
We take you as a fantasy football running back. Absolutely. You're on my team, no doubt. Did they flex you out any, Larry? I know they listed you as a fullback. You're not the Daryl Moose Johnson or Matt Suey or Max Strong fullback for sure. You're definitely one that had the versatility to run and catch the ball. But it's just interesting that with that label, if you're a good football player, you're a good football player, no matter what designation was put on you.
And that rings really true more these days when you look at these West Coast offenses and how players have a home position, but they're able to be moved around. And it kind of goes back to what I just said about creating those matchup nightmares for the defense. If you look at a player like a like a Travis Kelce. You know, he's a tight end, but he's all over the place. You know, you can plug him in anywhere. I think that's the trend in the league going forward. I think every player, every eligible receiver, no matter what position they play, will be required to do pretty much anything, you know, down to running the ball as a tight end, or, you know, you look at how CeeDee Lamb is used a lot. You know, he's a receiver, but they'll put him in the backfield and run a sweep with him from time to time, which I think is a very creative wrinkle that kind of keeps defenses off balance and you know, confuses their personnel on the other side of the ball. So, you know,
Larry,
every player is going to have to be able to do everything in the future of the game.
I agree. I think the ability for people to move so well from linemen all the way to skill position has made that become more of a factor. So at the end of the day, is this a 2-score game? Cowboys winning, the Cardinals come in and Kyler Murray do what he does and upset? What are your thoughts about the final outcome of the Cowboys and the Cardinals today in AT&T Stadium?
Well, right now the Cowboys are trending. The Cardinals have been a little lackluster in the last 3 games. I think they've dropped. It's going to be a bounce back game for them. It's very likely that we could see these two teams face each other in the playoffs, depending on how the seeding goes. So I think the coaches will be cognizant of that, and I think each coach needs to tell their team that we need to treat this like a playoff game because it's likely that we may face these guys again.
Fair enough.
But to answer your question, I got the Cowboys by 1 score.
Got you. That's an honest man right there. East Texas, alive and well. Larry, we appreciate you. Hopefully we'll see you here in the next several weeks. I know that, and tell the folks before we let you go, you have collaborated with a bunch of great people on and off the field during the week of the Super Bowl, and you have an event that I think is very noteworthy and certainly appreciate the invitation. But could you let the listeners know?
Well, we do a comedy show every year called Laughs with Legends, where we put a panel of guys up and they're charged with trying to convince the crowd of a little known fact. And it gives every week of the Super Bowl, you know, it's a really fun time. We didn't do it last year because of the pandemic, and but this year we're trying to kick it back off in LA, and we think it's going to be a great show. And we want everybody to come out. If you happen to be listening and you're going to be in LA the week of the Super Bowl, please come out to the Improv and check us out. I think we're going to do it on a Wednesday this year, but stay tuned. There are more details to come.
Absolutely, and we'll be happy to share. It's a great event. I know some of us have been to it, and we appreciate the time, my man. Happy New Year. Definitely thankful for the insight. You are one who has artifacts, or game gear in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and hopefully maybe a bust for you, Larry Centers, in Canton, Ohio, as the all-time leading receiver from the running back, fullback position, and multiple Pro Bowlers. So thanks for your time. Look forward to seeing you, having you on the show again soon.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, guys. Keep up the good work. Keep laying down the law.
All right, man. We appreciate you. We're going to step aside. We'll come back with more right here on Laying Down the Law.
It's time to get your hoops on. The NBA season is off to a fast start.
North, south, east, west.
Step back for 3.
Bang, got it.
The courts are firing with board busting and rim wrecking in your face balling.
Deep 3 straight away. Oh, we got another one.
And we got it all covered. Everything a fan like you wants, and then some.
Hammers a right hand dunk.
Get the latest on your game on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Texas Spine Care Center and Dr. Adam Brueggemann are committed to treating chronic back pain and helping patients understand and make informed decisions about orthopedic treatment. They focus on using the latest techniques, medicines, and practices to give their patients the best treatment options to manage and overcome pain. Texas Spine Care Center is committed to helping San Antonio find the best choices that will give you your life back. So call 210-941-1785 or go to texasspinecarecenter.com. 210-941-1785.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code RACE.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug. Don't you just love the smell of old books?
Shh, this is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I love my hardwood floors, but I wasn't sure how to take care of them. Carrying around a bucket was such a hassle. And even worse, my string mop left streaks and haze behind. Then I found Swiffer Wet Jet Wood, the all-in-one tool made specially for wood floors. Its microfiber-like pad is soft, and it sprays a light mist solution that dries fast. With Swiffer Wet Jet Wood, it's easy to keep up with the mess on my wood floors. Even that mess.
Swiffer Wet Jet Wood, proud member of the National Wood Floor Association.
Cover 3 at Stone Oak in San Antonio is the place to be, whether you're looking to gather coworkers for lunch, dine with friends, or treat your sweetie to a fabulous dinner. This elegant restaurant offers ample seating with comfortable leather booths, tall cocktail tables, along with full-service dining at the bar, or you can enjoy a fun time out on the patio. So come to Cover 3 and experience dining, spirits, and sports.
Cover 3, 1806 North 1604 West, 210-479-9700.
Laying Down the Law is brought to you by Texas Spine Care Center, Cover 3 San Antonio, Coordinated Financial Group, and Hop Dottie Burger Bar.
We are back. We're live from the Sheridan Arlington. And I know my dad says I'm one of the luckiest kids he knows in America. And I tell you, 2022 starting off with a bang. You're not able to see this gentleman, but you will be able to hear him as he is here to see his son, and that being Terrence Parsons, the dad of Micah. And he was listening to our show. So, Mr. Parsons, good morning. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
I think this afternoon is going to be pretty fun for you. This whole season has had to be pretty fun for you as the dad of Micah Parsons.
Yes, it's just been amazing. You know, being a Cowboy fan all my life and being drafted by the Cowboys, who would ever thought? I mean, sitting at the 10th pick and then we traded, like my heart dropped. I'm like, oh, man, he was right there. But then we got the 12 and they drafted him. I was happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Turn it so we can get him on camera if we can. That'll work. So the defensive player of the month in the NFL, that's got to be part of having the maturation of this first year for your son? How fun is it to talk with him as he's going through this first year experience?
I mean, it's amazing, but like he just loves football. So like to him, what he's doing is like it's normal because he just works to get better. So he's just having fun. You know, it don't matter what position, as long as he's on the field, that's all he cares about.
I say this to all the listeners because I don't want, if you have the aspirations for your sons and daughters, how many sports did Micah play? Because I tell people
that's what I wanted to know. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
He played everything but soccer.
Okay.
Wow.
So swimming, baseball, basketball, track,
volleyball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we talk about on the show, you know, quite frequently, is that most, if not all, your professional athletes started out playing something and then played other sports as well, because they all contribute to the maturation of an athlete as they move into the sport that they eventually play as a professional.
Yes. I think wrestling was his best sport, but he said football brings the money in. So
he want to be a WWE? He could do that later.
Yeah.
You know, Rob Gronkowski has done that later.
Too Tall Jones did it as well. So.
Exactly. And you can box. But all those skills, did you see play now into your son's abilities that he has on a football field?
Yes, wrestling definitely was key. He always was fast, but that wrestling, I think, signing him up for wrestling when he was 5 was key, especially when it comes to tackling. He don't miss too many tackles.
No, he does not.
No, he doesn't.
Chico, you got something you want to say?
Well, I mean, y'all jump right into it. You know, being that I run AAU sports all over Central and Texas and nationally. That was the big thing I was talking about was, you know, multiple sports. But I mean, y'all touched on it. Interesting. He wrestled. That's really, you know, amazing. My uncle wrestled at the University of Michigan, so I saw a lot of different techniques and things that when I would go watch him train actually athletes. So it's interesting that you say that because even in our programs in Central Texas, a lot of the football players in the off season are doing wrestling to hone their skills for football. And interesting that you talk about that on the defensive side.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the speed was probably developed through running in track and, you know, the conditioning that he had to have for swimming. Swimming is a very endurance-laden sport, which allows you to continue to perform over minutes, you know, because football plays only last 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, every play. Be your best for 6 seconds every time.
Right.
Yep.
So what is
go ahead.
What's your you know, what's your big thing now with and when you talk to him just about the dynamic of the level that he's at in the NFL?
I just always tell him congratulations. Like you're setting the tone high for rookies that come in now. They're gonna look at you like you're the measuring stick right now. So a lot of guys coming in, if they wasn't really working hard, they're gonna have to really work hard because that's gonna be the level, the measuring stick right now.
He has brothers and sisters, and he's the youngest.
Yes.
How did they play into his development in sports?
You know, being the baby, you know, he had to fight through a lot. You know, took a lot of losses coming up, and then he got to a point he was like, "I'm not losing no more." You know, I want to be the best. So like anything you do, if you see the little situation with him and Diggs, they go back and forth for the 7-11 belt. He's competitive. Everything.
Does you get that from you, his mom, or both of y'all?
I think it's just a dynamic for him. You know, he just wants to be great. It doesn't matter. Whatever sport, he's going to ask you questions. Like even when you watch him interview, he have a good game. You're like, yeah, but still got some things I need to learn. Like I never let him think that he was at the top. You know, you had a good game, but you still got more to work on.
We're talking with Terrence Parsons, Micah Parsons' dad. They hail from Harrisburg, PA. We thought that he may have been a Steelers fan growing up in Western Pennsylvania. That's not necessarily the case. We found out offline that he was a Cowboys fan as a youngster. What about this comparison? And I loved his answer and response. Lawrence Taylor, Micah Parsons. And he said, listen, I haven't been in this league long enough to be considered with the great Lawrence Taylor. I loved it because Micah Parsons wants to be the great Micah Parsons.
Yes. You know, never wanted to be like nobody else. You know, even like with the recruiting, like, you know, you had the Alabamas and the Clemson. I'm just like, go somewhere and try to beat those teams. it's easy to join them, but if you could beat them, it's even better.
Absolutely. And so why was 11 Micah's number? Any story behind that?
Well, he actually wanted 23 when he got to Penn State, but somebody already had it. So him and LeVar had like a little relationship. So he reached out to LeVar, asked him if he could wear it, and LeVar was like, yes.
LeVar Arrington, former Penn State linebacker, beast, and someone I'm sure that could mentor Micah through Penn State and then now in the NFL. Do they still, of course,
they still
communicate?
Talk, he was definitely a blessing while he was there, though. Keep him grounded, let him know, just keep working, Because, when you used to playing all the time, when you first got there, he was playing but not starting. He wasn't used to that. So developing that mindset, hey, got to wait your turn, that was new for him.
Well, listen, we certainly appreciate this. We're excited to see the Cardinals and the Cowboys play today. Anything you want to say and express as the father of Micah Parsons as this season goes along and you get to become a very strong supporter and I'm sure proud dad for, I hope, is the defensive player of the year in the NFL.
Yeah, if he gets it, he won the rookie, he pretty much, he's close to that.
Yes.
He's not written in stone, but I'm just happy. I'm just glad to be allowed to see him live his dream. And today's a special day because, he's from Harrisburg, and then the running back from the Cardinals, Chase Edmonds, is from Harrisburg too. So to see two local guys play against each other, it's going to be a good day today.
Did they play against each other in high school?
No, Chase is a little bit older.
Okay. Excellent. Well, Mr. Parsons, we certainly appreciate the time. I know a lot of us are Cowboys fans, so you have our support, as you can see. And my family is part of the Cowboys Nation prior and previously in Everson Walls. So on the defensive side of the ball as well. And pull for him, hopefully, to be part of the Hall of Fame at some time as well. But also the best to you and your family and definitely Micah. And we appreciate the time today.
I definitely appreciate you. Have a good one.
All right. We're going to step aside. We're live at the Sheraton Arlington. A treat, yes, in 2022. Terrence Parsons, the father of Micah. I'm sure he will be excited as the Cardinals and the Cowboys clash this afternoon. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM.
San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em. Online at sasportsstar.com. Can you pick the perfect matchups all season long? If so, you could win $50,000. Weekly winners score gift cards to Pinkerton's Barbecue and the Mellow Mushroom. For official contest rules and to play, visit sasportsstar.com. Must be at least 21 years old to play this nationwide contest. One winner will be selected at the end of the season. The Pro Football Challenge from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
San Antonio has two Hop Dottie locations. Hi, I'm Steve Foster, one at the Rim and the new location at the Vineyard, 1301 North Loop 1604 West, and the initial San Antonio location at 17623 La Cantera Parkway, Suite 101 at the Rim. Different and delicious burgers, but fresh and all-natural ingredients. Hop Dottie also has handcrafted milkshakes and hand-cut Kennebuck fries. So get to a Hop Dottie in San Antonio. When burger is life, life is awesome.
All used cars are not the same. At Give Me the VIN, we pay more for the clean ones. You got a nice one that's nicer than everybody else's? Go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, load it up. I'll pay you more. If it's normal, we'll pay you the top of normal. If it's crappy, we'll pay you the top of crappy. But we do understand the difference at GiveMeTheVIN.com, and we can price them both. But we're America's best car buyer because we bought $1 billion of cars in 2021. Only at
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You can talk keto all you want, but if you don't have a team of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the diet marathon. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have these big, bold flavors that kick your taste buds into high gear. Korean kimchi barbecue, pasilla chili cheese, spicy dill, and more. Eat them right out of the bag or try them in your favorite recipes. You'll love this snack. Visit your local H-E-B and southernrecipesmallbatch.com to see the power of the rinds.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk, I would sleep upright with more pillows, but that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill in the morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
Block heartburn all day and all night with Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
You say goodbye, and I say hello.
With Mercari, your unneeded things can find a new life.
Hello, hello.
Easily list and sell,
I know why you say goodbye, and I say hello.
or discover great finds.
Hello.
Buy or sell almost anything.
You say goodbye, and I say hello.
Download Mercari on the app stores or at Mercari.com. Mercari, your marketplace.
Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill serves great cooking with an innovative take on classic American comfort food. For over 10 years now, Chuck and Larry have delighted appetites and presented one of the best Sunday brunches ever at 303 Red River in Austin. Go by and enjoy some corn dog shrimp, cornflake chicken salad, broiled rainbow trout, and all my favorites and more. Moonshine classic American comfort food. And of course, when you see Chuck and Larry, tell them Foss said hello. Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill.
Laying Down the Law is brought to you by Texas Spine Care Center, Cover 3 San Antonio, Coordinated Financial Group, and Hop Dottie Burger Bar.
We're back. Laying Down the Law. Happy New Year 2022, and we are at the Sheraton Arlington as the Dallas Cowboys take on the Arizona Cardinals later on this afternoon at about 3:20 Central Standard Time. And at this time, we shift our gears to the youth of Texas and America with the focus on youth sports. That's AAU style, the AAU focus on youth sports with our man Rod Chico Tanner, the governor of the South Texas District of the AAU. And again, Chico, let me be the first one to say congratulations to Team Texas's at the Battle of the Border.
Man, it was again exciting. We wanted to again. It was a close one though. There's 9 games that are part of the determination around whether or not you win the Battle of the Border. So the 9 tackle games determined that, and we ended up taking 5 out of the 4. And the previous year, we didn't do it in last year in 2019. It was the same thing, 5-4. We sealed it though early. Going into the, I guess that would have been there were 2 games left to determine it. We needed to win one of those 2. We won that first of the last 2 games, and our 8U out of the South played the Northeast Arkansas group, and man, they dominated. It was 29-0. So wow. It was interesting. That group that we had coming out of the South was pretty stout. So hats off to though Arkansas. That was the only game that was a little lopsided. The rest of the games were close. I mean, a lot of them were 1 score or 1 point determining the outcome of those games. So it was exciting that we did win it, but it wasn't a cakewalk, and it never is a cakewalk when you put Texas versus Arkansas at the youth level and at the collegiate level. It's never a cakewalk. So we love the fact that we have that rivalry, but it's a fun rivalry.
Well, we love the fact that you have taken it to the Star, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, to give these well-deserving youth the opportunity to play in a venue as such, so that they can actually dream and imagine, someday, one day, that they will have an opportunity, especially at least through high school and possibly college, to play and have some meaningful type games and on this level.
Yeah, and the realistic side of this, and this is the thing that everybody has to, keep in mind. A lot of these athletes probably won't even play high school football. Some of them will never touch a college football field, and only a minute percentage of the group of these kids, and may be one or two out of this whole group, that'll even see the chance of a pro opportunity. So to get an opportunity to play at a facility like this, it could be the only opportunity that they have, but it will hopefully inspire them to do something else and dream big and want to do something, because a lot of these kids are going to be professionals in other aspects. And we want them to strive for excellence in the classroom first and foremost, so that they can then become productive citizens. And it's exciting that we're able to pull this off. It was the 8th annual Battle of the Border, and the series is now tied. It's 4-4. So next year, the rubber match happens. The series is all tied up. And Arkansas had the lead there for a while, man. We won the last 2 in a row to tie it up. I mean, they were up on us. So congratulations to all the parents and coaches and athletes. For the last several years, Texas has really stepped it back up and done a great job.
Yes.
Well, I tell you, Chico, walking into that venue as an adult was exciting for me. I mean, to walk into the practice facility of the Dallas Cowboys and have the opportunity to play as a young athlete must have been exciting for those kids. I know that when we walked out on the stadium, out in the field, the feel is just so electric. The kids are into it, the coaches are in it, the families, the parents are into it. Just an outstanding event that you put on, and kudos to you and your team for all the coordination you did, and of course the staff at the Star as well for putting that on.
Thank you, Jerry, as well.
Yes,
we don't want to forget him.
just a great event, and just hats off to you all for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, my committee, the people that helped me with that, and my wife is even part of it now, and they worked their butts off, man. And there was a lot of planning. We start back in April to start working on it all. So it's not a 2 weeks out we register and pay. No, we're working on that all the way from April, and literally we're Reggie and I are already planning for the next one and determining how we're going to do some things, because every time we're looking to either enhance it or do something. We really want to eventually make it a 2-day event and add in a combine type event. So that's what we're working towards. We wanted to try to do that this year, but coming off of the COVID year, we didn't really have enough ammunition to kind of. Now we're starting it. So our hope is that we'll do a kind of a combine on the first day, and then the second day have the Battle of the Border. So and offer something not just for the youth, but all the way through high school level kind of combine.
Well, I tell you, somebody who we've had for a while on our show may be able to assist, and that's Bo Marchant, who does the Senior Bowl and scouting for the Hamilton, or actually Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who are in this Grey Cup for the CFL and beyond. So we've got a lot of, I think, help and assistance and knowledge and expertise. We're going to step aside for the end of the hour, but we're going to come back and have another full hour of sports as we are here at the Sheraton Arlington. And it's 2022. Happy New Year. We'll be back after this on Laying Down the Law.
He has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. So will the real men get up? I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easy.
Texas Spine Care Center and Dr. Adam Brueggemann are committed to treating chronic back pain and helping patients understand and make informed decisions about orthopedic treatment. They focus on using the latest techniques, medicines, and practices to give their patients the best treatment options to manage and overcome pain. Texas Spine Care Center is committed to helping San Antonio find the best choices that will give you your life back. So call 210-941-1785 or go to TexasSpineCareCenter.com. 210-941-1785.
How do I know this check's going to clear? Is your money any good? I heard about you guys like that. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. We've already bought $1 billion worth of your used cars in 2021. $1 billion with a B. That means we do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. And our money's good. And our transaction's good. We've got our stuff together. 1,000 to 100 grand, we're all over it. Where? Only at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
According to NHTSA, one person is injured in a car accident every 2 minutes in Texas, and a new crash is reported every 56 seconds. If you were injured in a car crash, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious auto accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Cover 3 at Stone Oak in San Antonio is the place to be, whether you're looking to gather coworkers for lunch, dine with friends, or treat your sweetie to a fabulous dinner. This elegant restaurant offers ample seating with comfortable leather booths, tall cocktail tables, along with full-service dining at the bar, or you can enjoy a fun time out on the patio. So come to Cover 3 and experience dining, spirits, and sports.
Cover 3, 1806 North 1604 West, 210-479-9700.
Peloton is ringing in the new year with so much new. With a Peloton bike, you get access to new classes, new music, and artist series. Get ready for fast, fun workouts with Peloton Boxing. They've also got new artist series. There are more than 100 artist series classes to pick from. For a limited time, experience it all with a $550 value offer on the Peloton Bike Plus, including $300 off the Bike Plus and free setup and delivery. A $250 value. Terms apply.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our New Year's special. Save up to $1,000 on Sleep Number 360 Smart Beds, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
This is the home of the Cowboys, Rangers, and Aggie football. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Laying Down the Law is brought to you by Texas Spine Care Center, Cover 3 San Antonio, Coordinated Financial Group, and Hop Dottie Burger Bar. Laying Down the Law. Laying Down the Law. With Steve Foster, Rod Chico Tanner, and Ryan Willett.
Hour number 2 as the new year starts, and we say Happy New Year to everyone as we're spread out all over Texas. That's Sheridan, Arlington, San Antonio, and the Cowboys playing today against the Arizona Cardinals in AT&T Stadium. And we're always excited to be close to the stadium. The NFL does not allow broadcast to happen on grounds of stadiums except those that are directly affiliated and attributed to the game of that day at the venue. So we're here at the Sheraton Arlington having a blast. And I tell you, Chico, to have Micah Parsons' dad explain some of the background of what it took for his son to be an integral part of this Cowboys team and defense, something that we discuss when we talk about the AAU focus on youth sports, something that we try to let listeners know if they're going to have youth, boys, girls, play multiple sports, and most importantly, get your education.
Yeah, we had, we can go down the list of the number of pro athletes that we've had on Laying Down the Law, and every one of those pro athletes growing up played multiple sports.
Yes.
This is something that's kind of happening, I think, in youth sports right now that I kind of try to, evangelize that we have to do multiple sports. You need to continue that multiple, because there's a lot of parents now that are specializing their children at a very young age. I don't think, and this is again my opinion, and I bet you I can get 2 more people on the show to agree with me, that having a child play one sport year round is probably not good for mental and physical and muscle development. There are some people, their kids play baseball year round. They don't play any other sport. Football year round, basketball year round.
Bad move. Bad move.
Yeah.
Here's a good move. We're going to go to the phone lines and talk to somebody who the listeners hear during the week, and that being in the afternoon, our man Jason Minix. Jason, good morning. Happy New Year. And travel safe up to the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area as you're attending today's Cowboys-Cardinals game.
I am, and I'll tell you what, playing multiple sports growing up helps you when you don't become a pro athlete, but you become a sports broadcaster. Play multiple sports. Don't focus on one.
Thank you. We try to get that from everyone, but you're right, because if you're a sports broadcaster and you only know one sport, that doesn't help you out too well, does it, Jace?
It does not. I mean, you don't have to play it to talk about it, but you do have to have an understanding of what it's like to be a part of a team. Because, I never made it past the high school level. I'm not like you, Pops. I didn't go to Princeton.
Very fortunate and very appreciative to be around athletes that we do watch and that we do cheer for on the weekends and beyond. And Jace, speaking of that, we don't want to forget a team that is local to San Antonio, and that being the Spurs. And they've beaten some pretty good teams this year, even though they're kind of lurking in the background. That's one point. And then Becky Hammon moves along to Las Vegas to become a head coach.
She does. And I honestly couldn't be happier for Becky Hammon to get this opportunity. And I look at, it's interesting the reaction that I've seen. And some people have talked about, is this a downgrade move or a step back or settling? And I don't think it's any of that. She's now the head coach of a WNBA franchise. Not only that, head coach and general manager. So she's going to have complete roster control. By all accounts, it's the richest deal in WNBA history. So good for her on that. And that doesn't mean her goal of becoming an NBA head coach isn't there anymore.
Correct.
She can now jump and be the first to jump from the WNBA to the NBA.
Correct. Absolutely agreed. Congratulations to her. And it's a lot of fun to see people progress. Tell us about the progression you've seen in this year's Cowboys team. We were very appreciative to have Terrence Parsons, Micah's dad, in the last hour.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, Micah Parsons is one of the reasons why the Cowboys are having this incredible year. I think we all know that at this point. You come into this season, and let's go back to what we were talking about in July when we were in Oxnard at Cowboys training camp. The Cowboys defense last year was historically bad.
Yes.
We were saying the storyline then was if they could be a little bit better. They don't have to be much better. They got to be a little bit better. The way this offense is designed, scoring 30 points a game, all those weapons, they should be a dominant team.
Yes.
What's interesting is the defense is far improved, getting turnovers at an incredible clip with Diggs, and you see the impact that Parsons has had, DeMarcus Lawrence and Gregory. But even when, those guys are out with dealing with injuries, other guys stepping up. Give Dan Quinn a ton of credit for whatever he's done with that formula. But the defense has won a couple of games this year. I don't know that any of us would have expected or predicted that.
No, because they literally went from zero to hero. And I think it was the mindset and the ability maybe to just not be so intricate with the defense, but let the athleticism of the players that are out there perform.
Exactly. And the offense, what we saw last week against Washington, that was incredible.
Right.
You kind of want to see more of that, but that's not realistic to do. And we understand what Washington was going through. But it is interesting when you see the Cowboys offense struggle. It's, as a fan, you've got to be comforting in the fact that, the defense might be able to get a stop. They might be able to have that pick me up. They might be able to get that turnover, give the short field. It's not just a one-dimensional team like they were last year.
Yeah. And Chase, what's the biggest progression besides the defense that you've seen since you and Rob, when everyone was out in Oxnard for training camp?
Interesting question. I want to say, the use of Tony Pollard, which is something we talked about wanting to see. I don't think Zeke obviously has been 100% of the offensive line. It certainly had issues. And the emergence of Terrence Steele on the offensive line, I think, is probably one of the biggest surprises. Terrence Steele, former Steel Knight here in San Antonio and Texas Tech Red Raider, had a ridiculously rough rookie year, thrown to the fire, completely changed everything about his body, his game, his approach. And he's been a pretty key player. When LC was out for a couple of games, then talking about should LC be replaced. But Terrence Steele has done it all this year, including catching a touchdown pass.
Yes.
Nobody saw that coming.
No. Well, Dak did, because he threw it to him. But yes, besides that,
he didn't see it coming 2 weeks ago. I can tell you that.
Well, that's true. Absolutely. Go ahead, Chris.
Jay, so looking at today's matchup, we're going against the Cardinals. Got a 325 kick. What kind of matchup do you see between the offensive and the defensive lines for the Dallas Cowboys and the Cardinals?
I look at what Kyler was able to do to the Cowboys in the past, watching them a lot this year, staying home on defense, as cliche as that sounds, because you're going to have somebody in the spot. I'm not sure, though, what the Cardinals are going through, what the Cowboys went through a couple of weeks ago, where just things weren't clicking. Losing DeAndre Hopkins has really affected, I think, what the Cardinals are trying to do in a lot of different ways. And I think when somebody's not there, you realize the impact that they have. And we're seeing the impact that Hop has on this Cardinals team with the way they're playing right now. I saw them. I was in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago for my daughter's graduation, and we went to the Cardinals-Rams game on a Monday night. And there is something about that Cardinals team on both sides that just didn't seem to click. And they seem to, right now, when things aren't going well, they get frustrated. Now, I know Kyler, things he said about the Cowboys in the past, he loved coming to play back in Dallas. We certainly know that. I think Cliff has a lot to prove today as a coach, but they've got to right the ship in a lot of ways. And the Cowboys can't be too high after that dominant win last week over Washington, which is why I think this is going to be an interesting game. It's, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, you saw this game on the schedule and you go, all right, this game might be meaningless, or it might mean everything for the Cardinals to secure the 1 seed. Now, all of a sudden, you got the Cowboys in play for the 1 seed. While it's still a long shot, because, I think the Packers will end up with it, especially with no Kirk Cousins playing for the Vikings today. So a hope of an upset there in a ridiculously cold game they're going to play in Green Bay. But there's still so much riding on this game for both teams. I think it's going to be a playoff-type atmosphere.
Well, absolutely. And, Jace, with that, I know you'll get the opportunity throughout the week. And since this is the beginning of a new year, kind of run down for the listeners our lineup through the week on San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J, 7 to 10 every morning with R&R in the morning. Another local show at noon with Michael Jimenez. The Blitz staying put at 4 o'clock from 4 to 7, although tomorrow we'll reveal who my new co-host is going to be. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Exactly. So any bets, guesses, or thoughts? Or are you just going to have to wait till 4 p.m. tomorrow?
I kind of know, so it wouldn't be fair for me to take your money today, Steve. But,
good. I'm not going to give it to you.
but for the listeners, 4 o'clock tomorrow, you'll be surprised, shocked, and hopefully excited.
Oh, that's great. Well, listen, we know that you're going to get on an airplane, get up this way. Always enjoy having you be a part. And for those listeners that don't know, we met, almost 11 years ago, not to the day, but close to it. We had the opportunity.
Thought I missed another anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. And, through our love and enjoyment of sports, got the opportunity to collaborate, and the rest is history. And certainly can't thank you enough and the station for having us be a part of the lineup as well on Sundays at 9 a.m. And look forward to another great year. And again, travel safely. And yes, at 4 o'clock tomorrow, we will know who Jason Minix's new co-host is, although he already knows. I love it. No, I'm not betting you. You're not going to take my money. Of course you know who it is. I mean, come on. But listen, always appreciate the insight. And y'all listen to Jason starting at 4 tomorrow. Catch his new co-host, catch his show. And listen, if you ever need somebody to fill in, Chico's local right there. I can get down the road. We're fairly admirable. So
I got you.
No doubt. Well, listen, thank you for the time. And we're looking forward to the game this afternoon. Go Spurs, go. Congratulations to Becky Hammon. And any other thoughts that you have before we
I want a score prediction.
A score prediction today. Dude, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's see, technically 10:13. Still recovering from New Year's, trying to get to the airport. Cowboys 37, Cardinals 28.
Okay.
Because Gerserline's going to miss a damn extra point.
Don't say that, Jason, but you're probably. Well, listen, travel safe. Be safe. We may see you. If you get here early enough, we're going to do some tailgating before we find a place to catch the game as well. But again, Jason Minix, 4 to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. Great guy as well. Off air, if you can catch up with him as well. Jace, thanks again, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you guys.
All right. We're going to step aside. We'll be back. We're at the Sheraton Arlington a few hours before kickoff for the Cardinals and the Cowboys. I did that in alphabetical order, not because we like the Cardinals more than the Cowboys, especially Chico and myself. So you're listening to Laying Down the Law. He's Rod Chico Tanner. He's Chris Fernandez. I'm Steve Foster. Stay with us as we come back on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code RACE.
San Antonio has 2 Hop Dottie locations. Hi, I'm Steve Foster, one at the Rim and the new location at the Vineyard, 1301 North Loop 1604 West, and the initial San Antonio location at 17623 La Cantera Parkway, Suite 101 at the Rim. Different and delicious burgers, but fresh and all-natural ingredients. Hop Dottie also has handcrafted milkshakes and hand-cut Kennebuck fries. So get to a Hop Dottie in San Antonio. When burger is life, life is awesome.
Jason Minix here for River City Oral Surgery. If you need your wisdom teeth out, a tooth pull, dental implants, you need to know about Dr. Mark Havercorn at River City Oral Surgery. He offers direct patient care, so you don't need a referral. You simply call, make an appointment, and all prices are listed on the website. That's one of the great things when you go to rivercityoms.com. Even if you have dental insurance, River City Oral Surgery will probably still be less, and all prices are all inclusive, including including your post-op care. You know exactly what it's going to cost you before you go in. Free market medicine is the way to go. You know what you're going to pay, and you know you're getting the best care. People drive from all over the state to see Dr. Havercorn, who is an oral surgeon. He's a specialist medical doctor, and he treats people of all ages. Call 210-778-0002 or go to the website rivercityoms.com. rivercityoms.com. The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Find your next amazing getaway at the South Texas RV Super Sale. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. Small pop-up campers to spacious motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more from South Texas' best dealers. RVing will change your life. Fall in love with the unexpected joy of the No Limits RV lifestyle. Check out a free seminar. Never stop looking for your next big adventure. Discover RVing at the South Texas RV Super Sale, Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, January 6th through the 9th. Doors open at 10 a.m.
Laying Down the Law is brought to you by Texas Spine Care Center, Cover 3 San Antonio, Coordinated Financial Group, and Hop Dottie Burger Bar.
Back live at the Sheridan Arlington. We are Laying Down the Law. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Also want to welcome Instaco Express, one of our newest sponsors. They're Cowboys fans.
They
may be
Cowboy fans.
Someone you've known for a long time, but they're Cowboys fans.
I've known them for a little bit. Yeah, I've known them for a little bit. They and yes, the entire industry is our Cowboys fans.
Again, thank you to Mr. Parsons, and we'll have our website is sasportstar.com, and that'll be Twitter. And on Facebook, it's Laying Down the Law, Sports Radio. We certainly will have the interview with Micah Parsons' dad up as soon as we can. And we appreciate him and his family stopping through and taking a photo. We'll have that posted on our social media as well. There it is. Yes, sir. And we appreciate it. Number 11 will be rocking the house today for the Dallas Cowboys. You can bet.
And I tell you what, man, he is just straight up a beast of an athlete. I mean, the thing that impresses me the most about him is when you look at him physically, you know, you don't look at him as maybe a linebacker or coming off the line. He just
more like an athlete, right?
He just straight up looks like I always said I think they should even put him on offense one time just to see. I mean, he just
like a goal line, goal line type situation.
Well, man, run him at tight end and throw him the ball on a short yardage play or something, because he's a massive guy too. I mean, he's tall. He's just physical. He's fast. I mean, now of course I'm stretching it a little bit saying all this, but I bet you he could do it.
But it could happen. Yeah. You know, as a defensive
and Larry Sanders said you have to do more and more now in today's NFL.
And it's one of the things we talk about all the time is the difference between a football player and an athlete. And in these days, you're finding more athletes on the football field, and they're so versatile and so the ability they have to play different positions and run different schemes. It's just amazing. It's changed. The game has changed a lot since the days when we played.
Well, I didn't specialize. I just didn't like defense, Chico, because I didn't want to try to tackle somebody the size of Chris. It's not an easy thing to do.
You know, as a former fullback and a former defensive end, I preferred the defensive side of the field because
he's just a nasty guy.
It gives you the opportunity to turn the light switch on and do some nasty things.
Yes.
Yeah, but what was really great, and for those listeners who probably didn't get to hear the interview, was when he talked about how wrestling was his best sport and how that's transcended his play. And like you said, he doesn't miss tackles because when you're on a wrestling match, if you got your opponent, you can't let him get away from you. If you got him in a good position to either pin him or score some points, you can't let him go. So what? He's right. If you get in his grasp, you're in trouble.
He's got you. Yeah.
I like that he also played volleyball. So now you got the vertical jump part of the athleticism involved, and going low for digs and being able to get up and block. Well, you can block passes if you get in the passing lane. If you don't get to the quarterback, that's how they teach you. Get your hands up and maybe knock down a pass. So all these skills that you may, you know what it reminds me of, and y'all, you may laugh. Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid, he didn't understand why he had to paint the fence, why he had to sand the floor, but it was all the movements that the Karate Kid used in his tournament to protect and then also score.
So, Steve, you're all right. I am going to laugh at you, but that's okay. It won't be. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
Only Foss would go back to Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, but I get where Foss is going with it. Okay, but it's a fictional character. But the premise,
right?
The premise, I get it.
You wouldn't think painting the fence was something that he would use in his moves in the sport. And the same thing with.
Now back to Parsons, like you were saying, volleyball. We talked about wrestling. He played football.
Swim. He swam.
He was a swimmer, so his endurance. Now here's the crazy thing. I'd like to see him on a basketball court. He'd probably go straight up the lane and dunk on everybody.
I think everybody would just get out of the way, Chico.
I know. I wouldn't take that charge. I'm not taking that charge.
No, I don't think he's a charging type guy. I think he's a guy that probably gets around you and has the physicality to not hit you and then just dunk on you with the 30 to 40 whatever inch vertical and be like, okay, I did my part. Now I'm going to go back and play defense. So it's a
fun conversation. Fun conversation.
Yes, very much so, and one that you don't expect, but that could be the year of 2022. Some things we don't expect. Good bounces coming our way. As you said, we'll be out in Vegas later on in the month. You never know who you may meet there. You may be singing with Boys II Men. I wouldn't be singing with Boys II Men. I would be filming.
I don't think any of us are going to stop our professional lives to think that we're going to get a music deal. So I'm not even going to pretend. But the one thing I do want to shift back to is we talked about this earlier when we were talking about the dynamic of today's game. And we talk about what some of the keys to the win for either team, and it was interesting how I kind of started talking about the screenplays that'll be run today to kind of get that off balance, and then the conversation about spying the quarterback is what's going to make that kind of interesting. So I do think that this is going to be a close game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Micah Parsons is the spy for Kyler Murray. Or is he used to really put the pressure on Kyler and let someone else like a Van Der Esch? I know Van Der Esch is bigger, but maybe you push Kyler to a guy like Van Der Esch who's not necessarily as demonstrative off the corner like a Micah Parsons or Randy Gregory or our man.
I could see that be the defensive
DeMarcus
scheme for
Lawrence.
the Cowboys today. I could see them using Parsons to flush him out. And like you said,
and running to Randy Gregory.
He's got a hard time. He has a hard time running to his left, and you could force that on him. And if he's forced to throw there, there's opportunity for interceptions and just bad
Kyler
plays.
loves AT&T Stadium, though. I mean, the kid's never lost in AT&T Stadium. You say it's 6A high school football in Texas, but to win 3 state championships, that's a feat within itself.
I think you're right, Chico. I think today's game is not going to be a runaway for either squad. I think they're going to both come in. I think the Cardinals have something to prove. They've got it's a bounce back game for them. Do they win? No, I don't think they do. I think the Cowboys get it done, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway for either team. I think it's going to be a close game, maybe a high scoring game, and last team that has the ball will take it in.
I'm going to disagree with you there because I think once Dallas's offense figures out how they want to attack, I think unfortunately, because with no DeAndre Hopkins. Now, AJ Green showed up a little bit last week for the Cardinals. James Conner, Chase said they're going to have to really bring it from that running back position to be dynamic enough to get enough going for the defense to even be affected on Dallas. I mean, with Trayvon Diggs covering, whoever he covers, either Christian Kirk or whomever, they're going to be locked in. It seems like Dallas's defense is playing well as a team, as a unit. It's not about the superstars that they have.
Right.
Those superstars are playing great team defense, and I think that's the difference.
So let me ask you this: what do you think about Diggs? From the one thing about Diggs that's a little suspect, and it is what it is that if he knocks the ball down, great. If he intercepts the ball, great. But if a receiver catches the ball, he is not ranked very high in stopping yards after catch. So that's one of his kind of weaknesses, I'll say.
Well, again, like I said, the reason why I didn't necessarily want to play defense in college is because I don't like necessarily tackling people once they're running away from you at 4.4 speed. It's hard to grab somebody, get a hold of them, and then take them to the ground. That's an art within itself. And I would have to say, as much as I hate to say it, a defensive player in football probably has a tougher task than a guy who runs with the football and just gets to a spot or gets 10 yards past the chain. That's kind of easy, considering what a defender has to do.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing that I really have been talking a lot about with different folks is the fact that the Cowboys defense has scored a lot of points recently.
They have.
Yes, they have.
So that's the thing, though, that we and I say we are the Cowboys fans, can't really bank on every game. I mean, that's where the Cowboys have to establish.
But turnovers need to come, though.
Yeah, the turnovers need to come, but the Cowboys definitely establish the run game, and the rest will take care of itself.
I think you're right, because the play action freezes the linebackers, and Cooper, CD, Gallup, Schultz, whoever else, the run, Pollard, everybody out of the backfield. But I tell you what, I look forward to the challenge that the Dallas defense will have with Kyler Murray and the offense of the Cardinals. I think that's going to be interesting and fun to watch, because Kyler is a very mobile, smart, effective quarterback, and he's playing in his backyard. He grew up down the street.
A good test for the Cowboys going into the playoffs, because if you're gonna figure out some stuff, now's the time to figure it out. If you want to have a chance of going deep into playoffs, this is a great time to be tested, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. And with that agreement, we're going to step aside. We're going to come back. We're in the second hour of a new year on Laying Down the Law on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250, 94.5 FM.
Every football season history is made.
Prescott walks the dog. Touchdown.
Every football season history is written.
Perfect strike to Amari Cooper.
San Antonio Sports Star has been alongside history as the exclusive voice of the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody knows the Cowboys as we do. Not even close. Catch every touchdown and every play here. Exclusively on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill serves great cooking with an innovative take on classic American comfort food. For over 10 years now, Chuck and Larry have delighted appetites and presented one of the best Sunday brunches ever at 303 Red River in Austin. Go by and enjoy some corn dog shrimp, cornflake chicken salad, broiled rainbow trout, and all my favorites and more. Moonshine classic American comfort food. And of course, when you see Chuck and Larry, tell them Foss said hello. Moonshine Patio Bar and Grill.
Do you love your garage? Can you get your cars and the kids' bikes in? Jason Minix here for Garageization, your garage storage solution. With a variety of shelving, overhead racks, slat walls, and closed cabinet options, Garageization can make your garage functional for the entire family. Call 210-664-4494 and have them give you a free customized plan for your family's needs. For over a decade, Garageization has helped people love their garage. Learn more online at GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
This whole wall needs to be shelving too. This is a focal point in our restaurant.
Leilani's new restaurant will have the largest wine cellar in the city. She needs a robust sommelier with notes of procurement manager.
3 sections for France. I mean, this is the biggest.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
A new year comes with new excitement, new ambitions, new milestones. Is this the year you pop the question, have a child? Celebrate a major anniversary. At Diamonds Direct, we're here for you, now more than ever. With our vast selection of exquisite hand-picked diamonds, our world-renowned designer jewelry collections, our industry-leading warranties and guarantees, and our people. People with a passion for helping you mark any occasion with something that's both meaningful and timeless. And our commitment to providing exceptional value is stronger than ever in the new year. Whether you're just starting out on a tight budget or whether you're splurging on that 30th anniversary gift, Diamonds Direct will make sure you get the price that you expect from America's premier direct diamond importer. Welcome to a new year and welcome to Diamonds Direct, where extreme value combines with the ultimate luxury shopping experience to create that truly magical moment for the milestones in your life. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
Laying Down the Law is brought to you by Texas Spine Care Center, Cover 3 San Antonio, Coordinated Financial Group, and Hop Dottie Burger Bar.
We're back. We're at the Sheraton Arlington. Happy New Year. It is 2022. We are laying down the law. And Chico, don't push me because I'm close to the edge, baby. Close to the edge, son.
Close to the edge of what?
He's almost out of coffee.
The table.
Oh.
To the table here. Listen, I don't want to forget college football still going on. The Big 12 had a very good showing, I think, in Oklahoma State, Baylor last night in the Sugar Bowl, and Oklahoma. So the whole state of Oklahoma, Baylor, University of Houston got it done. They're moving to the Big 12. I think a good day for major Texas college teams.
Yeah, the University of Houston win over Auburn. I mean, to me, that was pretty big. You look at where the University of Houston has come over the last probably, I call it 5 or 6 years. I mean, they consistently have just gotten better and better and better. And then, to take down rankings. To take down a storied program like Auburn, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I think Oklahoma State knocking off Notre Dame. There's another historic program and a hard-fought game. I thought Oklahoma State was sunk. Honestly, they didn't look good in the beginning at all. But it's not how you start; it's how you finish. And they come back for
finished well.
And finished well. and then Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl against Oregon did what they. Bob Stoops stepping in for Lincoln Riley. That's kind of crazy, huh, Chico?
Yeah.
You have a guy that's a commentator, the former coach, and you say, "Hey, coach, will you come back in and just coach the bowl game for us?" And he gets a dub, and he's all serious about it. And his son Drake catches a touchdown pass.
Yeah, you can't beat that, man. As a parent, probably pretty darn exciting.
Well, tell us. I mean, you had a daughter that ran track in college. You had to be a proud papa. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah, well,
right?
Yeah, unfortunately, she suffered an injury and didn't ever get to compete in college. But the fact that she competed at a high level was exciting. So definitely, as a parent, and even watching my son play, varsity soccer in high school, and that was exciting watching him. He played at my alma mater. 25 years later, I played the same, at the same school, played varsity soccer. So that was the sweet part of it, was to watch my kids do something at a former place where I participated, as well as my wife ran track at the same high school too. So it was kind of cool to watch our daughter, do the same. So as a parent, just like we were talking to Parsons, dad, as a parent, it definitely is exciting when you see your kids excel. And even though you look at what you and Chris are doing life now, I'm sure your parents are excited about what you do. Everybody didn't go pro. Everybody didn't do the things from a sports aspect, which we talk about all the time. But yeah, definitely exciting for the parents that deal and see their kids in collegiate and in pro.
Right, absolutely. And you get to see, and Chico, you've seen parents through the AAU. Now, I mean, in our district, because we live in the South Texas district, there are participants from high school that are now in professional sports. We just talked about one for the Dallas Cowboys catching a touchdown pass from Cibolo Steele. We have one who's the sixth man of the year in the NBA. We have one who's a quarterback now with the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, there's a lot of athletes. It's probably more than just a few. Playing major college and professional sports out of the South Texas district of the AAU. And I know their parents are very happy.
Well, I can tell you, I ran into Kellen Mond's dad just a couple of days ago. We hadn't seen each other in a while. And, Kellen, for those who don't know, played as starting quarterback at A&M and now is at the Minnesota Vikings. And he and I had a real good talk about, how he's progressing. And he said, I don't want to count any chickens before they hatch, but I think he's going to get here in another year or two. He's going to get on the field a lot more.
Right.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. And again, we had Mr. Mon on the show when Kellen was at A&M, and you could tell then, even on the collegiate level, that he was very excited and happy for what was to come for his son. And that turned out well there. And so hopefully the next chapter does the same, like we had Mr. Parsons talking about Micah. I hope Micah becomes the defensive player of the year, not just the defensive rookie.
I think he's a shoo-in for that.
You think so?
I really do. I mean, his game has just progressed this year. He's on fire. The guy is all over the field. He's making plays. I think he's a shoo-in.
So, Chris, let's say, just for giggles, let's say Diggs gets a few more interceptions. What do you think?
Well, it's a good comparison in that they're both defensive players, but you bring up the point of Diggs after the interception or when a receiver gets the ball. Micah is on point, period.
Yeah.
Gets to the ball. He makes the tackles. He disrupts he disrupts the entire offense with his presence. You've got to practice for Micah. Now, granted, you've got to practice for Diggs as well, but I think he brings a bigger presence to the field when he's there. So I think that I
might have to agree with you.
He brings a little bit more to the table for that honor.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. It was, I teed up a question and you answered it, and man, what a great case. Here on Laying Down the Law, you got to put your case together. So you did a great job there. As a councilman, because you're a Laying Down the Law councilman.
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey guys, we'd be remiss to not mention the fact that we lost a great one in the NFL.
Yes.
This year, the great John Madden passed, and rest in peace. One of the greatest coaches that ever coached in the NFL.
Stepped away early.
Yes.
From coaching at 42.
And we lose him this year. A big loss to the NFL.
And Dan Reeves. And Dan Reeves. So,
my memorable moment for
fans.
memorable moment for John Madden, the memorable moment though for me is I used to love to watch him as a sportscaster, and when he would. My favorite is when he'd get on the telestrator and you got to go here and you do that and boom, yeah. Oh man, that was. I mean, I looked forward to when they broke to him and he got the telestrator going. Man, that was exciting. I really enjoyed watching him. My heart goes out to the family, but definitely I think we all understand that we all at some day in some way we're gonna walk that walk. He's on the big sideline in the sky now.
Yeah, right. And again, and also Dan Reeves, Super Bowl champion with the Dallas Cowboys, and also won a Super Bowl as assistant coach. To both of those families, we send our best. We're going to step aside. We're going to finish strong. We're in Arlington. He is in San Antonio. However, we are laying down the law. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
It's time to get your hoops on. The NBA season is off to a fast start. North, south, east, west. Step back for three. Bang, got it. The courts are firing with board busting and rim wrecking in your face balling.
Deep three straight away. Oh, we got another one.
And we got it all covered. Everything a fan like you wants, and then some.
Hammers the right hand, does.
Get the latest on your game on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our New Year's special. Save up to $1,000 on Sleep Number 360 smart beds, plus special financing. Ends Monday. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. Our hot, buttery breakfast biscuits are loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and your choice of bacon or sausage. Did we mention the part where Wendy's biscuits are hot and buttery?
Wendy's breakfast biscuits, hot and buttery.
So don't take a chance with those other guys. Bet on a better breakfast with Wendy's bacon or sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Peloton is ringing in the new year with so much new. With a Peloton bike, you get access to new classes, new music, and artist series. Get ready for fast, fun workouts with Peloton Boxing. They've also got new artist series. There are more than 100 artist series classes to pick from. For a limited time, experience it all with a $550 value offer on the Peloton Bike Plus, including $300 off the Bike Plus and free setup and delivery, a $250 value. Terms apply.
Texas Spine Care Center and Dr. Adam Brueggemann are committed to treating chronic back pain and helping patients understand and make informed decisions about orthopedic treatment. They focus on using the latest techniques, medicines, and practices to give their patients the best treatment options to manage and overcome pain. Texas Spine Care Center is committed to helping San Antonio find the best choices that will give you your life back. So call 210-941-1785 or go to TexasSpineCareCenter.com. 210-941-1785.
We will buy no used car before it's time. We will pay the top money because we know exactly what we're doing at GiveMeTheVin.com. We've bought $1 billion with a B of used cars from you guys in 2021 already because this used car market's on fire. $1 billion in volume. We're paying so much, it's scary. Only at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, everyone. Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats here. When you bring a package of our smoked sausage home, keep it simple. It's handcrafted in small batches and fully cooked, so you can just heat it up and enjoy. My favorite way to eat it is on a bun with mustard or wrapped in a tortilla. Try some from a store near you today, and if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Guaranteed. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
Laying Down the Law is brought to you by Texas Spine Care Center, Cover 3 San Antonio, Coordinated Financial Group, and Hop Dottie Burger Bar.
We're back. You know this is Chris?
Yeah.
Who? You don't know. Dire Straits.
That's who it is. That's who it is.
Sorry.
So it's okay, Chris. You didn't lose any money behind it, so it's okay. Your life is not over. There you go.
Yes.
That is a plus.
Well, as we come to a close of this first show in 2022, we did want to pay the respects to John Madden, Dan Reeves. There's been others in the sports world, and we certainly want to recognize that. But Chico, I'm really, really hoping the Cowboys can make. I don't want to say it, but if we can last another 8 weeks. Woo!
Yeah, I'm not going that far just yet.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, here's the thing: the Cowboys have to get past the first round before I even start to get a glimmer of hope of anything else. It would be great if somehow we could pull that 1 seed, but when you look at the
I don't think you need the 1 seed necessarily.
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean,
as long as you're playing at home, you don't get the.
That's my point. That's my point. If you get home field all the way through, man, I mean, it bodes well for the Cowboys. I'm just saying it. Of course, anybody's going to say that they want home field all the way through, but I just don't know if I like the Cowboys on the road in a major playoff game. That's just me.
I'd like to go get Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau, his toe, so he's not as mobile, and we could put some pressure on him. And I know I know it was a catch. I know it was a catch. But
okay, we
get back to Lambeau and go ahead and then head out to LA.
That's the I want to get my revenge in their backyard statement. Here's my problem. I don't like the Cowboys at Lambeau. I had the pleasure of going to Lambeau this year and being at the stadium. And I'm going to tell you something. You talk about home field, man. Lambeau is that's just so historic. And I don't know, man. I'm taking the Cowboys at home anytime I can get them at home.
I think you take
40 degrees warmer.
Right, and inside. But you take the Cowboys to Lambeau, and I agree with you, Chico. And I know you're a big diehard Cowboy fan, but the realistic side of it is that that's a hard road to hoe. Going into Lambeau in this type in cold weather.
Yeah,
they got much. I don't think they have much of a.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm not saying they're going to get swept or anything like that, but they're going. I don't think they. It's
okay. Let's just be real about it. I don't like their chances if they go there. That's what I'm saying. I'd give it. Whether we want to agree or disagree, I don't like their chance to go there. Let's not have to do that. But could they win? I'm not saying they can't win. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I don't like their chances going there. I didn't say they couldn't be successful, but hey.
The other thing, it's not like the Ice Bowl. The field is heated. Cowboys bring their own heated like they did to Washington. And you know why they did that? Because they got intel that the visitor benches in Washington at FedEx Field, the heat would go out on the visitor side. That's why Jerry had those shipped in to ensure that the Cowboy players would stay warm on the sidelines and that Daniel Snyder didn't go, oh, we didn't pay the bill on the visitor side. So Cowboys thinking, you're right. Definitely a difficult task to play Green Bay in Green Bay, but it would be an awesome matchup with Trayvon Diggs against Devontae Adams. They'd have a chance to run all over the field. And then that pressure on Aaron Rodgers would be interesting. And then we'd like to see what Dak and the running game could do on the frozen tundra. So anyway, maybe I'm dreaming, but if you don't believe it or don't think about it, you're not going to get anywhere close. So
and it could happen, for sure. But like I said, I would prefer if we got home field all the way through. But
yes.
But do we have to have it? Will it happen? Right now the way things are lining up, we're going to probably still end up the 2 seed, and that's where it's going to play out.
Play two at home. Got to get that. But you know what? That's us assuming that they get all the way to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, they could fall by the wayside. And
there's a lot that's going to get shook up today in the AFC and NFC. Right. A lot on the line in today's games. The Steelers, probably not looking like they're going to make it. They have a chance. And Chris, you can talk more definitely about the Steelers situation.
Well, they're just not playing good football all around. Ben, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like this is probably going to be his last season. The offense just is not clicking. The defense is a sieve. I mean, you can run through it, and it's just not good.
And T.J. Watt's banged up.
And he's banged up. So you've got a very weak defense with a very unperforming offense. The chances of them making the playoff, they're in the hunt, but they're about to get shot.
Yeah, the Chiefs and Bengals game is going to be a big game too.
That's a big game.
Big game.
Yes. What do you think about that one? I think Joe Burrow coming off he had a banner last weekend, but Patrick White House, Texas, Mahomes.
I don't know what it is, man. It's just something about Mahomes. I just really like him, man. And sometimes maybe it's
quarterback.
Yeah, it could be a little homer in me when it comes to him, but I like their chances. It's going to be definitely. That's another great game that they're going to kick off here soon, and that's another great game. If you're looking for some good football to watch, that's going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah. Hey, Chico, going back to the Steelers, what do you think about the Steelers Browns game on Monday night?
Oh man, I don't think it's looking too good for the Steelers, to be honest.
It's not, but these are two teams that
as far as
historically they beat each other up, and I think physically it's a good game. But I agree with you, it's probably going to come out in the favor of the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to probably say the Browns, but I don't know if it'll be a blowout of anything like that. That's the thing.
Each other pretty well.
Yeah, I think a lot of games today, barring a bunch of turnovers or some thing of that nature, I don't see there's going to be a lot of close games today. I think, but again, you never know. You get a bunch of linemen intercepting balls and running them back for touchdowns, like the Cowboys been doing. Hey, you may look up and everything that we talked about is totally opposite of what happens.
Well, I think Kyler Murray being in his backyard is going to bring his best. His dad's going to be here. His family's going to be here. His boys from Allen, Texas, the Eagles are going to be. He going to have everybody. He's won 3 state championships. Now, listen, even in Texas, high school football is not the NFL. But he's familiar with the surroundings, and that's what you were trying to say about going to Lambeau. Aaron Rodgers is much more familiar with Curly's place than he is Jerry's place.
There you go. There you go.
But I think too much defense for Dallas. I think Trayvon blankets some people, and I think Dak picks up where he left off. I don't know if he scores 50 today. I think the Cardinals still have a pretty good defense. They're very dynamic, but I say Dallas scores 30. I think they do score 30. They can score a touchdown per quarter. Yeah,
I think I'm going to stick with Dallas. I'm going to stick with Dallas winning, but I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be a very close game. I mean, field goal.
No, that's more than a fit. Yeah, I'm gonna bet him on that.
We'll bet.
We bet. A beverage on the way back down 35. We can do something like that.
We got to stop at Buc-ee's for coffee.
We love Buc-ee's. We love Buc-ee's.
Hey, nothing like a bet with a nice fresh cup of coffee.
There you go.
Yeah,
that too. I'm gonna bet him a 79-cent icy.
Hey, we'll go back to the way we used to do it in high school. We'll bet a big goal.
Hey, Chico. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of the listeners from all of us. We look forward to having a great 2022 with you. We're going to get out to Vegas. We're going to do a lot of things. So stay with us every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. We are laying down the law on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM, 1250, 94.5 FM. Take care. And of course, Edwin's got us back on track. So you know, when you sign off and keep going, keep your head up.
BetOnline.net still has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as football continues its march through the College Bowl season and the Pro Football Playoffs. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports info, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just